People love Wurzel.
Well,
I love the name, Wurzel.
Wurzel. Well, the Wurzel is a mangle Wurzel, you see. That's a turnip.
Wurzel's a turnip. You have me talking that way.
Oh, that's it. Carry on. Have a go at it. Good.
Okay, we're down a little more.
That's it. Down there. That's right. Through the nose.
Good, we got it. Wurzel. All right, okay.
Well, that's from the West Country. That's from down in Devon and Somerset area.
Yeah.
And I think Americans should understand it. We're always being told that Americans can't understand English. I mean, our English.
Because it's so good, that's why.
Oh, because of the A. The vowel sounds are also different. But, of course, Wurzel, he says ask. And you like ask, because you say ask.
Ask.
You don't like it when I say ask.
Ask.
And people often say, what did you say? If I use my A, or if you go in New York, you go and you ask, you say, could I have some bread and butter, please? He says, bread and butter what? And this really happened to me, and I was brought up to be a good boy and say please at the end of a sentence, and then in New York in a restaurant they didn't know what I was saying. They said bread and butter and what?
Yeah, I know.
It was something else that you add to the bread and butter.
New York is another continent.
Yes.
Before we forget it, before we run out of time, I want to say that John is going to be the special guest, and it's going to be in person. The Omnicon group is doing it again, a grand Halloween Galaxy party, and it begins Saturday and Sunday, October 23rd. That's tomorrow and Sunday, and there are going to be games and prizes. And John's going to be the star there. In fact, there's going to be an auction. The coat that you are wearing, you wore in Doctor Who.
That's right, and the cape.
And the cape, and they're going to auction it off. I think that would be one of the... to have that coat. You sure you want to auction that off?
Well, if I get enough money for it. It goes to the... I'm talking, I shouldn't talk like that, the money, because it doesn't go to me, you understand? It goes to the Grand Order of Water Rats Charity, which is the theatrical charity that I belong to in England.
I see.
It's like what is your theatrical club?
Where locally we have the footlighters and we have the lambs.
And we have,
yes,
like that.
Yes. And this, by the way, is going to be taking place at the Oceanside Holiday Inn. That's 3000 East Los Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. You'll have a good time there. It's a nice place, and I think you're going to have a good time with all these people. They really get together and do some neat things.
They're showing thousands of my films. I don't know where they've got them from.
Well, they have been looking forward with anticipation. They've almost given me a daily report of when Mr. Pertwee is arriving, and I think that's good. That means true, genuine interest in having you here.
I'm very well. Sandy looks after me very well.
Yes. Yeah. Is there any chance that Wurzel will come to America?
Oh, I haven't got time to tell you. Come, get me back another day and I'll tell you what happened. Yes, we were sold to America at one time. Quaker Oats were sponsoring us, but something happened which you may have read about in your journals.
Will you tell her we don't have the time on television, but you're going to be on my radio program,
well,
so we'll
tell
you on the radio, okay?
Right.
Now you can see why I was so anxious to have him on the program. In just a little bit of time that we have left, John, what is the difference? I fall out of my chair with English comedy. They always say Englishmen are so straight-faced, and yet sitting in the Palladium or sitting in a theater in London, your comedy is so pure. What is it? What's the difference? What do you think is the difference as an Englishman?
I think it has heart. It's not cold.
You don't just try to come up with a funny line.
No, we're not one-liners. We're situation comedy people. I can't do one-line jokes, but I can tell you a joke which will last 4.5 minutes. So I will paint you a whole picture. And therefore it has warmth.
And you don't tell it for yourself. You always pick somebody in the audience and work right at the audience.
Sure.
I know you do. I've never seen you work, and I know you do. I mean, I haven't seen you work in a cabaret.
Yes.
Jon Pertwee, what an honor.
Thank you very much.
I really mean it. I'm looking forward to having... John's going to be with me at the Casablanca this evening, and you'll hear him on WKT 6:30 to 8:30 on Saturday evening. Meanwhile, don't forget, it's the big Halloween party, open to the public. It is open to the public, right? Saturday and Sunday at the Oceanside Holiday Inn. Don't miss it. I know you're going to enjoy it. Thanks, John. Continued success.
Our sincerest thanks to Chuck Zink and to the family of Jon Pertwee for permission to reproduce this recording. All proceeds from its sale will be donated to John's favorite charity, the Grand Order of Water Rats.